you to swing by with your donations, relief items, cash donations, and so on for us to send to our brothers and sisters in affected communities. Roland, that's at 6 a.m. this morning. There were at least 4 people outside with the bags you see behind you. There was a woman on her way to work. There was another woman with her children in the car who stopped by with bags. And it's very nice to see. It's very heartwarming, because what we are asking is that we remember our brothers and sisters in their time of need, because this could happen to literally anyone. And so in times like this, all of us must rally together and help. And that's what we're asking for. We promise that we're going to stay outside throughout the week so that it's easy for you to be able to come in with your donations. And that's exactly what we're doing. So today, Roland and I will be outside here all morning. And if you're watching us this morning, you haven't left home yet, look around your house and bring us something. Don't enter your car or leave your home without taking something that you can donate. And we keep saying, don't think too big, right?
Yes, certainly.
Yes.
You just have to dig just a little into what you have. Your widow's mite, as we call it. The unique thing about our relief activities so far have been that we are on 3 frontal areas by way of the strategy, doing the big collection and mobilization of some of the biggest relief items you can get from our affiliates as well, our clients as well, and ourselves. And then we go to the middle, those who can marshal from small associations, etc.
Yes.
And then the individuals, because there are people who want to contribute and they keep wondering, how do I do so, knowing that, well, my widow's mite is as little as whatever the
and that's what will make the difference.
Yes.
That's what will make the difference.
And I think that anybody, there are many people within various communities, not only located in Accra, who also have maybe some shoes left, some items, they're just having an extra cooking pot, some other replaced utensils, and we will need them.
Yes.
When you go to the communities, you get to find that people have their items displaced in water, submerged, and they will need as much as they can.
Yes.
And I think that's what the whole effort is about.
Yes. So I saw some questions on Twitter, people asking us to tell them exactly what to donate, because when we say donate, all they think of is used clothes, and that's all they can think of. So we're going to be helping you with, from our point of view, after our visit, the things that we think you can donate. So let's start with food items, okay? So if you're looking to donate food items, top of our list is water, because we are made to understand that water has been completely cut off from these communities. And so access to clean water is top of the list of things that are needed. So bring bags of water. Yesterday we saw some organizations bring trucks of water, some old school associations and unions.
St. Monica's.
St. Monica's was
1980
here.
group.
Yes, 1980 year group.
Yeah.
About 5 women.
So I even made one of those comments that we're now left with 81 up
yes,
to
2022.
2022.
So we're calling on all year groups and pretty much the general public, water bottling companies, bagging companies, to bring trucks of water. We cannot have enough of the water. So don't think that, oh, they had a whole truck, so that's all right. No, it's not all right. We need some more. So send us water. Bread. Last time we were there, I saw some donations that came in, including bread.
Yes.
And you should have seen how happy, especially the women with children, were to receive bread.
Okay.
So send us bread if you have a bakery.
All right. Okay, yes. So I'll just continue from here. So you also look on the pages, and we'll
yes.
continue with the areas that have been heavily affected. Because
yes.
now, as you bring us that, we know that I wouldn't say it's a misconception, but the media has excessively focused on many of those areas, because they are, I would say they are closer to Accra.
Yes.
But there are many constituencies and districts that have been affected. Mm-hmm. So we'll tell them what we have for today, because we're going to have one of the members of parliament or one of the key areas, that's North Dine. Joyce Linteta will be joining us. So Media General, 3 Foundation, key priorities, apart from water and the other items, also are, we have polytanks, if we can get them. That will be at least one of the key priorities. But in order of the priorities, we have sachet water, we have cooking oils, we have tomatoes, especially the canned ones will be very good because they have no means of storing water. In many of the communities that have been affected, electricity has been cut off intermittently or is being cut off intermittently because, you know, water cannot exist side by side with electricity. And then we have stationery. So stationery will include books, pencils, etc. for the children who are displaced because many of them are now out of school. But what the Ghana National Association of Teachers, led by the General Secretary, Thomas Musa, as well as the President, Reverend Isaac Owusu, and the rest of the education individuals or educationists in the area are doing is to make sure that they are able to go and then mobilize at the safe havens children they can get to be teaching them. And we saw a young lady who for many I think has been featured in many stories across the media, who is volunteering as well, and the teachers have been helping, and so we have to thank them. So we have stationery, so it could be pens, it could be books, it could be school uniforms, it could also be slipper for children. So if you have slippers or these days they have Crocs, right?
Crocs, yes.
Crocs. Don't worry about the brand. We have the Crocs brand, but any of those types, you can get them on the market as well.
Once in good shape.
They could be used ones. Yeah. Make sure. Media General 3 Foundation, our relief effort is also saying these are the key priority things. So the stationery, the school bags, etc., they're very important. And then we have sanitizing items. So toilet rolls, wipes, soap, sponge, everything you use in the bathroom.
Yes, including towels, diapers for babies, wipes for babies,
wipes,
towels, and
so we have disinfectants.
Disinfectants.
So everything that you use in a washroom, disinfectant. Because if you go, especially for women and get the girl child, you'll find that they will need a lot of these sanitary things to keep themselves at least in a very sane position or state. So they'll need that as well. Then when it comes to the cooking items, first we have to come to the food. And now has consistently hammered on the water, but they need food. So the food items are important. Yes. So if you're bringing rice, you're bringing tinned tomatoes, you're bringing tinned fish or cartons of fish, etc., you have to make sure that it's an item that could also last for some days because their fridges are not working.
They don't have fridges.
Electricity.
They don't have
and
fridges.
Already their items are in the water being displayed. So it's very important that when you add the bags of rice, you add pepper, etc. If you can have it in a powdered form or in a processed form, it's very good. It will help them.
Yes.
Right?
And for people who have restaurants, it would be great if you could bring
cooked food.
Hot cooked food.
Okay.
Yes. So cook it and bring it.
Yes.
You don't have to bring that here. You can take it directly
to the community in our name.
Community,
and then you give out the videos as well. We'll be able to also. But for those who want to bring the items, I think it's very important. And then after we're looking at the sacks of maize, everything that you know what our edibles are. No, abachi banku can be. So banku, the banku.
Kondo, cassava dough,
raw food.
Yes.
Yeah. And then everything. So if it's bread, also you want to donate. You can also donate.
And easy to make foods like gari, Tom Brown, wheat, oblayo, the flour. If you have fantedokno, you can send that. You can also send tinned fish, canned fish, cornfish, mackerel, and all these food items that are easy to store. Now, after you bring the food, let's also remember how the food will be eaten. We need plates and spoons and forks and cooking pots and coal pots and charcoal, firewood, matches, kerosene, and so on. Imagine you're going to cook. What are the various things you need to be able to prepare the meal?
Yeah.
They need all these things, all the way to the sponge for washing the pot after the food is cooked and eaten. They pretty much need everything.
Yes.
And even as we speak, we see a lot of bags coming in, for which we're very grateful. I see a lot more people are bringing bales of second-hand clothes. Our market women, we thank you so much. Our market women from Kantamanto and Makola, we see a lot of you coming through with bales of faux second-hand clothes. Thank you so much. Yesterday, a woman on her way to work stopped by. She says she hawks second-hand clothes, and she brought a whole jute bag, Ghana Must Go bag, full
of new items.
Yes. New items in bags with slippers and so on.
So you're displaying them, yes.
Yes. This is what we're asking for. We need treated mosquito nets.
Yes.
So if there's a pharmacy in your neighborhood, just walk in and buy 2 and send to us. We'll be grateful. It's about 300 cedis, 200 to 300 Ghana cedis, depending on which brand you are buying. If you could buy one or a couple, we'll be very grateful.
You
Remember,
mean the
they're
mosquito nets?
Yes.
Which brand do you buy?
I'm not sure which brand it was.
I bought 150 Ghana the other day.
Oh, look at that. Well, somebody brought some yesterday and told
me. Please, so this is Legon price. So
50 Ghana cedis. Amazing. Amazing. So somebody brought some yesterday and gave us the estimates she bought them for. So I guess she bought those from...
But the reality is that depends on where you're buying,
it from.
And then the quality too.
Okay, all right. But if we can get for 50 Ghana cedis, that's
if you
great.
can afford 4 of them,
yes,
that's fine.
That's great. Yeah. So send them through.
Yeah, so as categorized, we're saying that we're moving from everybody. So from ordinary people like me, downtrodden. And then we'll come to the middle people like Nah. And we'll come to the top people. Like
really, Roland?
Our corporate clients, Oliver Lawson, my lead producer, like group chief executive, and those type of people. So that, and then that's corporate bodies that we work with, Gino and all of them. So, we have been a part of the Media 3 Foundation. For the individuals within the team, we've been doing personal donations because we can't say that we're collecting all the bulks already. But if we look at the bulk items we've collected, when we're sending, there will be various long trucks or trailers of items of both large quantities and then the smaller collected items to those communities as well. And then beddings, mattresses. Don't try to say you always want to buy the bigger ones by way of the density. You can buy just the ordinary ones as well. Now, the gari and things that we're talking about, those items, if you have the bags, for those who retail in the bags too, we'll take it. If you buy olunka too, we'll take it.
Yeah.
And then
sugar. Milk. Fruits and vegetables. Roland. Sugar.
Okay,
sugar. Milk, fruits and vegetables. We are constantly talking about the public health risks, and we know that when we talk about public health, we need to talk about nutrition. So let us, while we are doing this freely and from our hearts, let us intentionally consider the nutritional value of the things we're bringing. So let us bring milk for the children. Let us bring infant cereal.
Yes.
Promasidor is here with us, and so we know that Yamvita is one of their infant cereals, which is very high in all the nutrients that children need to grow well, and it's also very low in sugar. So let's buy some of it. Infant cereal, milk, fruits and vegetables, you'd have to send yourself. So we're asking for pineapples. You don't have to cut it, but you bring the knife with you because they don't have knives too. So pineapples, pawpaw, oranges, bananas, mangoes, and so on. The fruits that are in season, please buy them, buy a lot of it, and bring, donate yourself or bring to us. We'll be happy to take it on your behalf. You can also bring vegetables so we can cook onions, tomatoes, pepper, cabbage, carrots, and so on. Beans. I keep asking for beans because it's very nutritious, high in protein. Beans, bring us beans. Bring us the flour for Tom Brown.
Yes.
Bring us the flour for cocoa. Bring us the flour for oblayo, kwekbemi. All of these foods are important, especially so the children can have good breakfast, in the morning.
And an okay breakfast. Yes.
Yeah, an okay breakfast in the morning. And while you bring these things, please also bring us disposable plates and cups and spoons, because really there's no flowing water in these communities. So it'll be difficult for them to wash their plates and, you know, spoons and forks and cooking pots and so on. The cooking pots, we can't help it. But for the plates and spoons and cups and so on, we'll be grateful if you can send us some disposable ones so that we'll reduce the risk of, you know, not washing plates and having to reuse them and increase our public health concerns. Roland.
And then also, because we're talking about water and storage, then we have to transition to that level. So we'll go to my level, normal one. The one we used during COVID, Veronica buckets. So we'll need Veronica buckets because we have to store the water. No matter how it is, we have to store the water. And then if you go and look at the places of abode, they are havens, sometimes school buildings that have been converted into makeshift structures for them to sleep in. And it's the same place that they cook, all right? So if you can have somebody who wants to donate a tent, let's say a canopy or something of the sort, you can. And then from Veronica buckets, we need, if you can afford a polytank, I mean, why not? Polytank, you know.
Yes, we have gotten some calls from organizations who produce polytanks.
Yes.
I think polytank is a brand name. I don't know what the name of the thing is, but you know what, when we say polytank, we mean any of the brands, okay, who produce the water reservoir. So if you're concerned about how it can cross over to dry land to these people, don't worry too much. There are boats available that can carry the water reservoirs. So you can send them to us. We will get it to them. Okay.
So we'll make ready the various areas. Now we'll start telling you all the areas. You know, the good thing about our relief effort and the communication about this disaster of huge proportion is that it's not only concentrated only in the Volta region. So now we'll be taking you through the various affected areas across the country. But many of them, if you know the Ghana map, just along the tributaries of the Volta River. But before we do so, many of you have been giving us some good accolades. Fifi is with the National Health Insurance Authority, is watching us from Kede. Good morning to you. You're saying we are doing a yeoman's job. You're saying that you'll bring your contribution. I'll tell you the mobile money account right now, as well as the merchant number. And so you also are saying we're doing a great work. You're at Anglogan in an area called Lashibi. So Anglogan, Lashibi, good morning to you, my great friend. Courage, Kotoka. Kofi Abochi is in Keta and saying that we're doing some great work as well. And so we'll quickly do that. Now, the next phase also that we keep appealing for are technical services or specialized services. So just in case, we know the Ghana Medical Association, the Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwifery Council is doing a lot of work. The various associations are doing some great work. So if you belong to any of those parastatals or paramedical institutions, or you have specialized skills in teaching, in psyching people up, etc., please volunteer. Year groups, also volunteer your services. You can take a day in a week and try and go to one of the affected communities. Just liaise with us because we need to keep publicizing this so that more people will come in. So now take us through the areas, but before then introduce our handsome gentleman.
Yesterday you kept making calls for psychologists to visit the affected areas. And I couldn't help but agree with you. And because of the calls that you were making on air, we have been joined by Mr. Joel Thompson Copson. He's a counseling psychologist. Mr. Joel, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Thompson.
Yes, good morning. And Mr. Thompson actually wanted to come with us, right? Yes. You were coming with us to the affected areas, but we are not going this morning.
Okay.
But it's great to have you. Yeah. So when we first visited, one of the first things that occurred to us was, after talking to a teacher who said he was on his way to school and he was called and told that the water was coming, he came back to his home to find that it was totally submerged. He could not take anything. And the first thing I thought was, oh my goodness, this must be very difficult psychologically for him to even accept. How as a psychologist, do you analyze what the affected people must be going through?
Yeah, these issues, despite they losing all their life investment, once they are human being, it will get into their brain.
Okay.
And when it gets to their brain, it gives them trauma. And that trauma of when would I be able to gain all this again is the worry there. Yes, we are looking at items, food, and other things, but you know, the human being might be psychologically fit for him or her to enjoy this thing. Yeah. So psychologically, they are affected, they are traumatized, and we needed to help them.
How do you counsel a person who has lost everything like this? In Ghana, we normally say, God knows why, it will be all right. From a psychologist's point of view, what do you say to a person going through this?
You know, you look at, what you use to solve another person's problem, you can't really use it to solve another person's problem, though they may look similar, the issues, because of temperament. You may have a different temperament, and meeting you, your temperament and everything about you, I would take into consideration for me to be able to handle your issue.
So you can't give a wholesale advice?
No.
Okay, it's on case-by-case basis.
Exactly.
Is it the same for children?
No.
Because I tell you, the children we met when we last visited were confused. They don't really understand what's going on. For some of them, it's actually fun because now all their friends are in one tent and then they're happy. But then they're hungry and then there's no food. They want to go to the toilet. And now they're on a school compound with 1,005 people and one toilet facility, and they have to join a long queue. Or they have to bath outside, and some of them are 12, 13, and they don't understand. They're not comfortable, you understand? Yeah. How would you advise parents who have been struck by this to manage their children so that they don't get traumatized, if not already?
Yeah, actually, these parents themselves are also traumatized.
Yes.
So somebody who is sick, how will the person also help a sickler? Yeah, so that is why I think we need people, professionals to volunteer to come so that we can go help such people. However, if we are able to meet the parent, like I'm saying, I don't like giving a wholesale kind of thing.
Yeah.
We meet the parent individually and you are able to help the parent, it will be to some extent easier for the parent to help the child because children are also never the same.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, for us media in our reportage, we are reporting what we see, and a lot of people are also carrying on the message on social media. How can we report and continue to talk about this in such a way that our utterances do not affect the people, their mental state negatively? Because we're just talking, the water has come, and sometimes I feel that because we don't feel it, it could affect the way that we talk about it. How can we do this so that we don't make matters worse for them?
Yeah, when somebody even made a mistake and the person is in a challenge or what people will call trouble, that is not a time of condemning the person. I heard people saying, why do you have to go and build in the waterway close to the water? Yes, it is true. The person had made a mistake, but the person is in a need now. You need to help the person to come out from the need or the problem the person is. Then you can be able to solve that issue later. Okay. But condemnation, as at this time, will not solve any issue. As a matter of fact, I just arrived from the northern region just this morning, 4 a.m.
Okay.
A friend of mine who I school with is also a cancer psychologist in Yeji. He invited me that, come on, Joel, my people are also suffering, but it's like what happened at the southern part is what the media is hypering. But in the northern part, a lot of people are suffering. I should come. So I was there since Saturday.
You've been there since Saturday?
Yes.
Wow.
And we'll be helping people. And I want to tell you, there are a lot of villages, and I don't want to know whether I should call them towns, in Yeji district that are forever gone.
Okay,
they had to relocate them.
I think that said. Let's go through the areas and now take us through, and we'll put the affected districts across the various regions on the screens for you. So Oliver will make that ready. The affected district.
Yes.
Now you're ready.
So yes, the areas are impacted by the spillage and rising water levels of the Lake Volta. So in the eastern region, we have the Afram Plains South District, the Afram Plains North District, Asuchari Town, Shai Osudoku District. And then in the Greater Accra region, we have Adan East District and Adan West District. In the Volta region, we have South Dai District, North Tong District, and Central Tong District. Then in the Savannah region, the Bole District. And then in the northern region, the Kandai District is also very badly affected. Then in Bunu East, we have Sine East District, Sine West District, and Pru East District. Then in the Oti region, we have Karachi East District, Karachi West District, and Karachi Inchumu District. Inchumuru, I beg your pardon, district. And then in the western north, we have the Bai East District and the Bai West District. All these areas are badly affected. Yes. So, yes, it's important that we continue to mention all the affected districts. It's not only in the south.
Okay.
So, thank you for going to the north and for talking to them. Now, finally, we here at Media General are organizing a concert on the 2nd of November at one of the communities with displaced people. What would you say is the importance of entertainment and concerts and music when people are going through a traumatic time like this?
I will put it straightforward. It's a good medicine. It's a good medication to them because entertainment at least will ease the tension of what they are going through. So it's a good thing.
All right.
That's what I'll say.
Thank you so much, Joel. We're happy you came. And we hope when we communicate the dates for our trip, you'll come with us.
I will definitely be
come and help.
God bless you so much. So it means that you will not come alone, you come with a couple of your friends.
Yeah, I'll talk to some of them, the professionals.
All right. Thank you so much. Yes. So now, what do we have to do?
Yes, so next is big issue. We're going to be talking again about the relief efforts by TV3 and other individuals and how you can help us. If you have been there, you understand. If you haven't been there, we'll continue to tell you what's going on so you would know and come through with your help. We're going to be joined by Pius Enam Hajide, the CEO of the National Youth Authority. We'll also be joined by Bernard Mona, who has been there to the disaster sites, former chairman of the People's National Convention, PNC, and Malik Basantali, the Deputy Communications Officer with the NDC. They'll join us. We'll talk about what's happening in the disaster areas, how people are faring, and how we can, as a collective, continue to help them. We're also going to be talking about Professor Stephen Adai's government corruption allegations and the EOCO investigations. You're watching TV3 New Day. We're outside and we're inviting you to come through with your donations. We'll receive them personally all day out here at our premises in Kanda. Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
Water is life. Water gives life. Water moves through nature in a never-ending cycle. Observe the beauty of water as it flows all around us, refreshing and restoring.